What's up, everyone? Another episode of the Tough Runs Don't Last podcast coming at you Sunday afternoon. We are officially in the month of December. It's December 1st. I honestly didn't realize that until I looked at the calendar, the date at the bottom of my computer screen. Anyway, again, this is Tough Runs Don't Last podcast. I'm Grandpa on this screen. That's Michelle Zangulis on the other. Say, hey, what's happening, Michelle? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day.
Hey, what's happening, Michelle? I hope everyone has the wonderful day.
That was like 85% correct, but we'll take it. Uh, Before we get started, y'all know the drill by now. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. The Tough Runs Don't Last podcast is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the one of a kind Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience, track it with the fitness app of choice, screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section while you're there for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. And you can find us, the Tough Runs Don't Last podcast, on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok at TR Don't Last. Dexter decided to join me here in the recording room slash spare bedroom. And I never know what he's going to do. He seems to always have a coughing fit or something as soon as I hit record, whether it's for this podcast or others. So I was curious as to what was going on there. But he is relaxed and is just coming to listen to the show, apparently. That's a really good, I don't know what you did with your camera there, but it does look better
I
there.
thought so too.
Okay. So what's new in your world, Michelle? It's been a couple of weeks since we spoke with everyone. We had Thanksgiving between then and now,
Mhm.
and I did a turkey trot, and I think that's it as far as races go, even though it wasn't a race, it was a fun run type of thing. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. What's been going on with you, Michelle, besides buying appliances and wearing overalls?
Yes, I love my overalls. Um, Comfy and cozy. I, just adulting over here. Um, I've got to buy 2 new appliances. I'd been putting one off for a while, a dishwasher, but I think it's time because my microwave went out today. I have one of those built-in microwaves that has like the vent hood, so that's not something that I can just not replace anytime soon because I do use my oven and my stove quite a bit. Um, so yeah, so adulting over here. Other than that, just relaxing and finals are coming up, so we should we'll stop talking about law school probably in 2 weeks. We'll have a pause where Michelle won't mention law school until January. So that's really it.
Oh, when is your last final?
Next Monday. So I have one tomorrow, one Thursday, and then next Monday.
So at least as far as what is scheduled, my last race of the year is Saturday. So in 6 days, I have my last scheduled race of December 7th. I say that because I may get talked into or get ambitious and say, "Hey, I want to do some random 5K," but I don't know. The only thing that I really know of is like the ugly Christmas sweater run in Little Rock in whatever couple of weeks. I think it's in 2 weeks. I heard the cat get up, so that made me nervous. So that was the pause there. She was sound asleep in there. She's basically becoming an indoor cat now, and um, I was going to put her out for this, but she seemed very cozy, so I didn't want to do anything there. But yes, I have the Three Bridges Marathon Saturday in Little Rock. I didn't check the start time. It was probably like a 7 a.m. start, 7:30 a.m., something like that. Basically, It is the 20th Grand Prix race, the 20th and final Grand Prix race of the season. And I don't know how long it's been in the Grand Prix series, but it's been several years now. And it's always the last race. And so they're saving the longest race for the last, which I kind of respect. Um, but yeah, the as far as where I'm at in the standings, and probably most people, I don't know, but it's kind of decided where you're going to land in the standings. It's already done. It's I just recently got to where I kind of been able to understand the Grand Prix scoring, how they do it, because I actually like sat down and I was like, okay, let's figure this out. Let's figure out how they do this. Um, so they just take your top five championship and non-championship races and combine them. And of course, the more races you do, the better because you're more likely to get better points the more you do. For example, the River Trail 15K was the second race of the season. I got a whopping 6 points. That was my lowest point total of the season. I wasn't in top tier shape either, and stopped to pee at one point in the race because it's a 15K, so like 9.5 mile race, something like that. And yeah, it did that, and just I don't know, it wasn't as fast as maybe I could have been. Although I felt like I ran it pretty well for the time, which was early February of last year. But I got 6 points in that, and then the Arkansas 20K in Benton last month. Well, now 2 months or month and a half ago at this point, I got like 24 points. So I mean, it makes a big difference. The more you do, the better chance you have of finishing high. But yeah, basically just top five championship, top five non-championship races. 19 are done. There's one to go, and it's already well set where I'm going to land. I'm pretty sure I'm stuck at third in my age group, no matter what happens, whether I run in 3 hours, 59 minutes or 6 hours flat. I think I finish third no matter what happens in the 40 to 44-year-old age group. So it's basically what do I want to do? And I was back and forth as far as what I wanted to do. Because it's like, well, you could just go out and enjoy it and go for maybe a cool 4:30 pace, something like that. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, well, you could finally say you got that three. I've never run a sub 4 marathon before. My fastest was at Little Rock this past year, and it was 4:34 and change. And I was taking it easy. I was taking it easy during that. I had a groin injury, so I was just basically just saying, I just want to finish. I just want to finish and come in under five. And it was a lot easier than I anticipated early on. So I said, I can do better than this, so I'm going to keep going. So that's what I did. And I never thought I would be that sub 4 marathon guy. And I still may not be that guy. But if I'm ever going to do it, it's now because it's been a long year of consistent training. And it's not a year that I want to, I'm not going to say can, but it's another year I don't want to duplicate as far as not the number of races I'm doing necessarily, but the level of consistency of which I've been training week in, week out. It's a lot. I've really had to dedicate myself to it. And I got started to get burned out this past month as far as training goes. I always look forward to race day, but Thursdays with this current job I'm in, which I will only be in for another week, Thursdays are hard. I mean, it's a long day. By the time I get home, honestly, I just want to get something to eat and watch Thursday night football or something. And I've been good about saying no. Put your clothes on, your workout clothes, go for a run, and I've done that. I don't necessarily want to do that again next year. I still want to run. I still want to even compete. I'm probably going to do the Grand Prix next year. I know I said on the show I'm not going to, but it looks like I'm going to. But I will not be going for the iron route. I've already been confirmed to pace races to where that won't even be possible. So I'll probably do anywhere between probably about 12 races, 12 of the 22 Grand Prix races next year. Just make sure I got my 5 championship, 5 non-championship, and then just let the chips fall where they may as far as where I place in the standings. When you iron once, that's good enough, especially when one race in particular is significantly more expensive than the rest, and I don't want to pay that again.
Yeah.
So, doing iron once, I think is good enough for me. We'll see in a couple of years how I feel about that because I tend to change my mind on things like that.
I was gonna say, you've changed your mind on this specific thing like 3 times in the last 2 weeks. So,
That's correct. But there were see how it worked out was there were deadlines for the Hog Eye races, which was my first marathon, by the way, in 2011. Run the line. I mean, it was a price increase. And all right, sorry everyone for the significant and then the significant pause in between. Ichabod decided to come into the room because I guess she heard that Radley was on the other microphone. But I don't trust Ichabod in here with all the stuff going around. So Ichabod is now outside doing cat stuff. So as I was discussing, the Hog Eye and Run the Line races they were about to have a price increase today. It was, and both were going to jump like $15. And the Hog Eyes 10K was going. I don't know that it was going to have a price increase, but um, basically, if I'm going to sign up for these, I'd rather go ahead and do it now. I mean, that's $30 you're saving. So I ended up doing both, and I signed up for the Hog Eye 10K while I was at it. And so basically, I've signed up for 4 what are going to be Grand Prix races anyway next year. So I just said, well, I guess that kind of solidifies it, but I'll be doing that. But I want to do it. I mean, I enjoy doing it. Is it something I want to do forever? Maybe even beyond like next year? Probably not, just because there's all this other stuff to do. But again, we'll see what happens. You know how that goes. I'm not making any promises one way or another. But yes, race schedule will still probably be pretty full next year, but the training schedule won't be. I'll give it all on race day, whatever that's going to be. At least that's how I'm going to approach it.
I feel like that's a good plan.
I think so. A lot more relaxed that way. It's not like I'm going to do no training next year, but as far as just a consistent schedule that I've been having, like today, I'm going to run after this because it's marathon week. It's like, okay, let's go get a good run in today. Definitely one Wednesday. That might be it. I may just do those 2 and just take the last 2 days to rest before Saturday. Because what's one more workout going to do at this point, except maybe tire your legs out a little bit? Because it would have to be on Thursday. And that would be kind of tough. Also, I'm transitioning jobs. I start a completely new job next week, or yes, it'd be next week. Friday's my last day at my current gig, and then I go straight to another one the following Monday. So I get Saturday to run the marathon, relax the rest of the day, Sunday to rest, and then new job, same career, but new job the following Monday. So it's going to be a busy week. And yeah, Wednesday might be the only feasible time to go get that last workout run in. But I look forward to it. I want to beat the I was going to say I want to beat the daylight, but that's not what I want to do. I want to run in the daylight. I want to beat the darkness. Is that what I was trying to say? Yeah.
Probably.
I want I want to do that today. So I'll get my 4.3 mile run in today and then just do more stuff around here, errand wise and things like that. I did get confirmed. I got the email today as pacer for the Do Not Stop half marathon in Little Rock. April 27th. I think it's April 27th. So we can talk about that. My pacing gigs are going to go up, it looks like, next year, which I am excited about. I have 2 weekends next spring where I will be running 2 half marathons during a weekend on 2 occasions. Once in late March and and again in late April. So that's going to be fun. And I did say for one, because I'm the 210 is my favorite group to pace. It's just a perfect speed for me. And I think I'm doing the 210 group in Fayetteville for the Fayetteville race and then turning around. And I thought maybe I want to try to get the 220 group for the next day in Little Rock. And I thought about it and I said, no, let's go to 210. So I said, I'll do the 210 group for this one too. And I got the confirmation email today that I'm confirming that. Is
Okay.
that smart or dumb on your in your opinion?
Um, I don't know. How do you typically do when you do the 10K half marathon? Like when you do those two back to back?
Well, this year for Hog Eye, I PR'd at 151 something. And then the next day for the 10K, my PR was at the Capital City Classic in March, so a month prior to that at 47 something. And I turned around and ran the Hog Eye 10K in 48 something.
Okay. I feel like it would be fine, but I think if that first weekend it's that 210 is hard the next day, seeing if you could switch to 220. But especially because it's not you trying to do your best. Like you pacing is for other people. It's not for you. So you don't want to have to slow down to deal with any injuries or tiredness or soreness that you have, because that's going to be not good for the people who are depending on you to get them across the time or across the finish line in that 210 time.
Yes. And as you said all that, you know what my immediate thought
What?
was no, not my style. I've committed to 210. That's what I'm doing no matter what. So I will get there. I mean, I will get in at 209 and change. Like it's gonna happen. It's just how much will I regret it is the question. I don't think I will. I think 210 is an easy enough pace that I mean I PR'd at 151 at the Hog Eye this year. That's not a PR course. I mean that's a this course. So 210. I feel pretty. I mean I feel normal after a 210 half marathon run. I feel I feel normal doing that. When I was doing the Rhino Ultra, my last two or three runs were like 214 something. Like it was consistent, and I was taking it easy, So like stop for bathroom breaks, things like that. One, not two. But to clarify,
Thank you.
but the point being, I mean, I was taking it easy for that, and that was just 5 minutes later. So I don't think this is going to be a problem. Plus, race day, even if you're pacing, I mean, it's a different juice you're running with. I mean, I don't know, you have an extra boost in your step,
Yeah.
even as a pacer. I get as excited for pacing gigs as I do for racing gigs.
I mean, I
And
feel like you should.
yeah, I mean, I get just as excited. There's no, it's just more relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't get nerves or nervous. I still get nerves if I'm racing. I still get that, but it's not like nervous. It's just like I'm ready to go kind of thing. Pacing is it's more relaxed. Like you don't have the nerves. You're just as excited, but there's no nerves. It's as relaxed as can be, and that's why I really like it. So I've rocking my Beast pacing hat, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to yeah, my pacing gigs are only going to go up. And I'll continue to do that because I mean, I do get something out of it. People would ask, like, why, what's the benefit of that? There is something cool about helping other people reach their goals. I mean, that is, I don't know, it's a different, like, feel good kind of thing that you get. Um, it's, I don't know, there's camaraderie among the pacers. Um, you get benefits as far as registrations go. A lot of these races you get, I mean, they you get into for free just as a pacer. I mean, because you're there to work, and so that's really the big one. And plus, I have like an ultimate goal of running 100 half marathons, and I'm currently at 35. But by the end of next spring, I'll be in the 40s. And I don't think it'll get real as far as whether or not I can do that, like get to 100. That's the thing. It's not whether or not I can do it. It's okay, am I ever going to get there? When I get to 50, then I feel like that's when I'll be like, okay, like this is achievable. It's just a matter of time now.
Do you count your like Rhino Ultra half marathons as those races?
No,
Is it
because
like
this
a
is
legitimate race?
no, they have to be legitimate because I'm in two clubs. I've got a lifetime membership to each, the 100 half marathons club and the 50 states half marathon club. And both of those, obviously, the 100 half ones is what it is. The 50 states one has a number of challenges, like a number of challenges that you can do, but they're all kind of lifetime achievement type of challenges. And 50 states, obviously, you run a half marathon in 50 different states. That's not feasible for me. I just don't see that happening because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of travel. But there are a lot of half marathons throughout the year just in the state of Arkansas, which I
Yeah.
didn't discover really. I didn't know existed until I did the Natural State Running Series. I was like, oh, these are kind of everywhere. And they're only getting more with Bodies Racing Company coming in and putting on these like traveling half marathon races, like legitimate races. And so only more are coming in. But yes, they can't be virtual runs or anything like that. They have to be official runs. And I understand that because you're not going on somebody's GPS watch as proof because you have to show proof.
Yeah.
For 50 states is strict about it. Um, you have a whole like Excel sheet. You have your own profile, like an Excel sheet, like a that you have to keep track of everything and include links that show your results. And you have to enter your bib number for each one. It's a tedious thing. So whenever I finish and the results are posted, I try to upload them as quickly as possible to that Excel sheet because the last thing you want to do is get behind.
Yeah.
And I spent the whole night this last time I did it because I had to put in like 3 races and a couple of them the results were difficult like to they weren't like clear cut because athlinks is is and was highly preferred to use as far as a results link, but athlinks ever since COVID hit has kind of shut down. Like they had an app and everything, but since COVID happened the app has been shut down and the results don't pop up like they used to. I only get one every so often now pop up. It used to be not all of them, but I would every time I check, there would be a new results for me to claim. And if you're not familiar with Athlinks, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's basically your race results from any race you do used to kind of pop up on there, and you could claim those results and have it as part of your profile, and it keeps track of your PR and things like that for various races, number of races, etc. It doesn't get all of them, so you can't go strictly based on that to show like the complete number of races that you've done. That's just too many to keep track of. But it's it was something that was pretty cool to use and was easy for a company like 50 States Half Marathon Club to use as okay, let's just check these real quick. But since COVID happened, they've not been up to date on it for whatever reason. And so I just have to go based on run sign up and other timing companies now, which aren't as descriptive maybe as run sign up is. Um, but it still works. I haven't found anything that hasn't worked yet. So it's it's worked for me, if that makes sense.
I would be curious how that would work. Um, that race that I did whenever I did that, the Arkansas Children's Hospital race, they didn't have like official results. You had to go to a tent and they just printed you off a sticker. Um, and so I would be curious if there like if that racing company or timing company were to do a half marathon, would they accept a picture of your little sticker? Because that's all that they had.
So they didn't have any website link or anything like that. I find that a
No.
little hmm. Um okay, well here's the city of College is one in Conway. You had to click a like your name on the like your results showed up, but it wasn't like you could plug in a link and then boom, like there's your results. Like there's Grandpa's results. That they didn't work like that. But you click on the link and it goes to a almost like a Word document that just shows official time and your name, and that was it. And I emailed the the founder of the company who runs the whole thing and just said, "Hey, does this work?" And she got back with me pretty much right away. I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." But that's the only thing I've run into. Uh, that would not work. I don't think. Maybe it would if you were just quick about it, and just said, "Hey, this is all I got. Is this going to work?" And I'd probably be okay with that. But typically, that's not the standard as far as what you want. But if it's got your name and everything on there, then it probably would, and the date. I would imagine it would work.
Yeah, I mean, it had everything on it. It was just a, a print off.
But see, when you have that print off, that there's usually later on a link that you could find. Like, are you unable to find those? Is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something to think about, but I haven't had any issues. And when you do 100 half marathons, not everything is going to be perfect as far as where you find the results link and et cetera. I mean, my first half marathon race was in 2013, and it was the Hog Eye of all races. First half marathon and first marathon was the Hog Eye.
Nice.
So, yeah. And I don't remember. I think I had to Google my results, and they showed up somehow. Like I found them. I haven't been unable to find any results. Um, even as far back as 2011, which was my first marathon. But they're just in various places. It wasn't as sophisticated as it is now.
Yeah,
But yeah, I haven't. They would probably make an exception for something like that, and I'm sure they do and have.
probably.
The only race I did last time and it, again, wasn't even a race. Last time we had an episode was the Cabot Turkey Trot. Of course, basically every town has a turkey trot around Thanks. It's either on Thanksgiving morning or the weekend before. That's usually when they have them. This had a huge turnout. There were 500 people that registered, and there were a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
people
I
there.
didn't realize
And
there were that many people.
yeah, and I mean, it was free. It was a free event, but but they recommend or they encourage like, food donations, like canned food, bottled water was a big one. And they had shirts for sale, like when you got there. So when you got there, if you wanted to spend 20 bucks on a shirt, and the shirts were nice, my mom got a shirt. And so I like that option. That's I kind of think that's how, and some races will do that. They'll basically say your registration is less if you don't want a shirt. You can choose a no shirt option and pay less. Because I have so many race shirts. I have more than I know what to do with. So I appreciate the no shirt option because I will select that just because it's a cheaper registration.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was free, and basically I saw it as a way to go get a good run in before going to, eat Thanksgiving Day food. That's how I saw it. And it was supposed to be a 3 mile course. It was about 2.9. So and there were no, timing chips or anything like that. Um I had no idea what I basically said I'm gonna treat it like a workout run. So I figured I'd come in between like that 26 and 27 range minute. Um But I ended up just I don't know, I felt good. I said it's only 3 miles. Let's just go a pretty good pace. And it was 24 something, but it was like 2.9. And I just kept going. I said, let's get a 5K out of this. I just ran through the finish line and kept going. I got to 3.13. I stopped my watch. And then my mom was there as a walker, which by the way, she completely dressed up as a pilgrim, like fully dressed as a pilgrim, and won a pumpkin pie out of it. Like they gave her, because they said that they said award will be given for best dressed, or uh something as far as the theme goes.
Mm.
And I even heard them saying, because I was there to help the Cabot cruisers set up like a snack table at the finish line. I went early for that, and it was cold, it was chilly, so I had my jacket on, I had my toboggan on, and 10 minutes before the race or the run started, I said, all right, I'm going to go to my car, put this away. My mom got there a little late as far as getting her bib and all that, and so she went back to the car at the same time, and I heard them saying on the microphone, where's the pilgrim, or who's the pilgrim? And she didn't hear it, and I heard it, and I mentioned something to her about it. And she went like out of her way at the start of the race, just forgot about the race, just went and asked, hey, is there something? And they were like, oh, we were looking for you. And they gave her a pie. She went and put the pie up and then walked the 2.9 mile course. But when I went through the finish line, I said, hey, I'm gonna go run to my mom and just walk the rest of the course with her. But I got about point 0.6 into that, point 0.6 miles into that run of going back to meter, and I saw all the people that I was passing, and I thought it's going to be and we were eating at noon. The run started at 8:30, and I thought I'm gonna be really pushing it as far as time and well and getting out of here if I go back and just walk the rest of this thing with her. So I just turned around and ran back. I basically ran 1.4 extra miles. So I got a little extra workout running. But yeah, I said, no, I'm going to go back and get in the car and go home and shower and get ready to go to Lono. That's not what I did. I was like, oh, well, I got time. I went by and said hi to my dad and ended up getting coffee with my sister's boyfriend. And just because he was going to get coffee as I was pulling up, and he's like, hey, I'm going to get coffee. You want to go? It's like, okay. So we got coffee and came back and I hung out for a bit and then went home and showered and got there at like 11:50. So I made good timing. Oh, here's my bib, by the way, for that. They did give a bib. Again, no timing chip or anything, but they just handed you this and they said, and the pins are over there. And so I put my name in, and it was early in the morning. I didn't know I couldn't think of anything clever as far as what to put for as far as what I was thankful for. So I feel like fam, friends, and turkey with the underline underneath turkey was appropriate.
I like the like arrow to turkey. It doesn't look like and, it looks like an arrow. You're
That's
like,
how I do my hand sign.
it's like fam friends, but really turkey.
It does kind of look like that. That's how I always do my hand sign. I don't know. That's too much to do if you're writing a check to me or something like because it's you're like you're writing it out. It's like and whatever over 100. Um, so I don't know. That's just how I've always done it. But yes, I felt like underlining turkey was appropriate. That was the most clever thing I could come up with at 8 in the morning or whatever it was.
It works.
It was like
Definitely.
7:30 actually because that was when I had to be there.
Yeah.
But that was the last run I've had. Was Thanksgiving Day, so I've had 2 days off. So I'm gonna go get a run in today while it's still daylight and it's not too cold because it's been pretty cold the last several nights here.
It has been pretty chilly. Um, which it's just been in like the 40s, but it got to the 40s quickly. It was like 80 and then 40.
Yeah, or like in mid 70s, and then boom, it got cold.
Yeah.
So that's why the cat's been inside at night. And I want to go run while the sun is still out, so it's it's not so bad while I'm running. Um, but yes, I had the Turkey Trot and I got the Three Bridges Marathon Saturday, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for a sub 4. The
Yeah.
way I see it, at worst, I can always just slow down. Like if
Ex-
I get to a certain point, it's like this ain't gonna happen, then I'll just slow down. I mean, it's like you can always slow down. Um, the first 13 miles are gonna be fine. It's the last 13 that I don't know. I think I'll know by 20. By mile 20, I'll know whether or not I can do it. And even then it might be pushing it. So I don't know. But we're gonna go find out.
it's all you can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make excuse me. I'm gonna have to make a pace band. Like that's the only way I can do it. I'll have to make a pace band. I think it's gonna be cold. And they were they were saying at the Turkey Trot, like we were talking about it. Somebody in my run club is uh I don't want to say nervous about it, but you could tell she's like overthinking it. Like she's going through all this stuff in her head, and it's just it's too much.
Yeah.
And I tried to simplify it. I was like, just drink water during the run, pace yourself, don't overthink it, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like just go in. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Literally,
I was gonna say literally.
it's not going to make a difference in where you like finish in the standings. So just go have fun. Go have fun and enjoy it. And yeah, and you're an iron runner basically
Yeah.
after that because we're both in that same boat situation. But yeah, I'm either going to do it or I'm not, and so I'm not too worried about it one way or another. We'll see how it goes though. But they what I was saying was they were talking about it's supposed to be pretty cold, and they were saying this on like the Turkey Trot Day on Thanksgiving Day for a race that's December 7th. I'm thinking you don't know a weather forecast a week and a half out is as useless as can be. A butterfly can fart in the wind and change the whole trajectory of the weather pattern between now and then. So it was a pointless forecast. A 10-day weather forecast is as pointless as can be. Makes no sense. So I wouldn't go on that. What are you typing up right
Do butterflies fart?
now? Okay, that's what you're typing. Well, do they?
Yes, they do.
All right. Well, there you go. So I'm on to something.
I just was very curious when you said that. I was like, do they? But they do. It says because of their nectar diet, it means they don't have the same smelly waste products as humans, but they do fart.
Well, waste is waste, whether it's smelly or not.
It's true.
Radley wanted to be part of the show, and
He was a part of the show. For those of you just listening, he was here for most of it, but I'm tired of holding him. So
he got offended, by the way. I mean, he jetted off of that couch when you put him on there.
he did.
He was offended by that.
Yeah. He's been offended by a lot of things lately.
Okay, so I've got the Three Bridges Marathon. That'll close out my um probably my race season. Um I don't know, like I did the ugly Christmas sweater run for like 3 or 4 years in a row when it first started, and then I just stopped doing it because I wasn't doing run local anymore. And I don't know, I liked the race. The medals are cool. The theme is cool. I mean, how could you not get excited about a Christmas run? But it's cold and it's a little pricey for a 5K. It has to be for all that they have.
Yeah.
I get it, but that might be one. See, I'm sitting here saying like, do I want to talk myself into that one? But it's like, no, I do enough.
I mean, it's like $55 now.
At
So
this point, are you serious? Okay, see, when I signed up, it's like 35 or 40. That's when it was $55 for a 5K.
if it's not already, it goes up to that in a minute. I'll look it up again.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but wow. I mean, because that's why you sign up for races early, everyone.
Yeah.
I know it. I know it's a hit on your pocketbook, but it's only going to get worse if you wait. So you might as well just bite the bullet early because you do save money in the long run. I think Michelle's looking up the current price rather than Butterfly Sporting.
I am, but it's not working. So hang on.
The
It's
internet's not working, or
it's making me actually okay, here we go. It is okay, it's 40 right now, but it's jumping up to 50.
when?
12/16.
When is the race?
December 21st.
Wow, they're pushing it as far as I mean, they're really making it a Christmas themed race.
Yeah.
Because it was always on excuse me. It was always like December 14th. It was always kind of mid-December or a couple of weeks before Christmas. But yeah, December 21st, I don't know, a true Christmas type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of I don't know. We'll see. When does the price go up?
The 16th.
Okay, so I've got time to marinate. But my plan is to take a week off from running after the Three Bridges Marathon. I said all year that's what I'm going to do after this Grand Prix season is over. I'm going to take a week off and just relax. Basically, what I'm going to do that week is settle into my new gig at work, just focus on that. But I may sit, but I don't sit around and relax when I take a week off. I find something like this weekend. I said I'm going to relax and watch football, and I did. I watched football, but I showed you what I did. My plan was to hang one picture that I've been meaning to hang, and I ended up hanging all these plaques that I had. And I'm told myself I was going to do two more today. I was like, I was like, oh, they'll look good right here and here. I did. I was like, I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow. I said that yesterday. So I don't. The way I'm wired, I can't just sit around and do nothing. It just that I don't know. I get itchy. Can't do that. Is that something you can do? I feel like it
Just
is.
just sit around.
Yes.
If I have to. If I have options though, I do not. I typically find something to do.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't be. Kind of have to be. I can only sit in front of the TV for so long. That's why it works for me going to work or all day and then coming home and watching TV like when I'm done with everything, when I'm done cooking and I'm just sitting down for the last hour or two before I go to bed. That's when TV is best for me. It's like, okay, I can do this because I'm finally going to relax. If I have the whole day, no, I got to be doing something else. Can't just sit in front of the TV all day. Absolutely not. Okay, so that's all I got, Michelle. Oh, that's not true. I purposely did not check we had our fantasy football teams were looking really good Thanksgiving Day. And I purposely didn't check today because I wanted to wait for the show to give a genuine reaction. Have you checked yours today?
No.
All right, well, let's do that now.
I'm doing
It's
okay.
it's looking good for you. Now you're not playing anybody that's going to be a playoff contender, but your team is still doing well regardless.
Yeah.
I'm projected to have more points than anybody in the league. So that's awesome. I'm in a three-way tie for first place at 8-4. I'm playing another 8-4 guy, and I'm currently ahead 106 to 61. Okay. All right, my defense did nothing, but my kicker was awesome. Lad McConkey got me 20 points. Najee got me 24. Oh, it's been a good day. Yeah, it's been a good day. I got Cooper Kupp and Mike Evans playing right now, and I have Christian McCaffrey playing tonight against Buffalo, and Brock Purdy is supposed to be back. Now, he's still got Lamar Jackson to go this afternoon. His game starts in 5 minutes. Oh, and he's had some guys play well. Jamar Chase did well. But I should get this done. I should get this win this week. It's looking good. I have an 85% chance to win as of right now. It's looking good. So between two 8-4 teams, it looks like I'm going to get the best of this guy this week, which should put me in a very good position as far as seeding goes for the playoffs. And you're still in the playoff hunt.
You are welcome for beating the number one guy last week.
Thanks. But yeah, looks like both of our teams are going to get it done this week. But as far as today goes, the rest of the day, I'm going to get off here and upload this, and then I'm going to go for my run while I still have daylight. It's 3:21 right now. It'll be like 4 o'clock by the time I actually get to go run, probably. And it gets dark by 5 now, which is ridiculous. So
That's
if I'm going to go, I have to go and go run. What are you doing the rest of the day? Are those new glasses?
No, I've had these.
Okay.
This is the first time wearing them for a podcast, but I've had them. Um, I'm gonna do a little bit of meal prep today and study and then just relax.
Okay. What are you doing next Saturday? Yes,
Nothing.
you, the other podcast host.
Nothing.
Okay.
Studying.
See, I've got it in my head. Your last final's the following Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got the Three Bridges Marathon that day. I kind of want to celebrate in a way, so maybe like Wright's Barbecue.
Yeah.
So I was going to see if you wanted to go to that, possibly.
Probably. You can celebrate your Iron Runner status.
Yeah, and maybe a sub 4. I don't know. We'll see. But
We'll
we'll
see.
talk about it next week on the show, and we'll determine. Well, we'll figure out how that went. We'll let you know one way or another's next weekend. But until then, that's all I got for now. Anything else to add, Michelle, before we get out of here?
Nothing at this time.
Okay, well, you'll have to wait till next Sunday to see what Michelle decides to add to the show. All right, but until then, we'll get out of here. Happy December, everyone, and we'll see you next week. But I'm Grandpal. That's Michelle Zingulis. See you next time.
See ya.